Good evening, folks. Welcome back to another Monday night live stream. Hope everybody is well. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. And I hope your week started well. I hope you've had a good Monday so far. As you might see behind me, we have a little bit of a slightly different camera angle today. I'm doing some filming this week for something else, and I need to have a bit of a rejig and a move around. So I thought, let's do the Monday stream like this as well. So yeah, all seems to be kind of working okay. All the computers been unplugged and all the cables have been out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything was still working, and it seems like we're all right, folks. So yes, how's everybody doing? How's your weekend been? What have you been up to this weekend? Let me know who's painting tonight, who's chilling with a cuppa. Cheers, everyone. He says with a cup of coffee. Who's just chilling tonight? Who's got their feet up? Who's still at work? Who's early morning? I've just saw a VJ there. Good morning to you, mate. Who's still got early morning over other side of the world? Let's have a look and see who we've got in the chat this evening. Because we've got a nice little bunch coming nice and early today. We've got Marcus, the Super Pumpkin Man. Good afternoon to you, Mark Wright. Good evening. Al Cluley says, hope everyone's well, you beauties. And he's excited about the Warcry stuff as well. We'll get onto that, yeah, because there's quite a bit of cover when it comes to Warcry. We've also got Ortega. Hello in the rerun, buddy. Hope you're well. Blizzards, hello to you. Hello, Peter Kuhlman. We've got Jim Zom. He said he's looking forward to seeing everyone's challenge entries. So yes, you will see behind me there, we've got the Go Big or Go Home, which is the January painting challenge. We're going to be showing off everybody's entries tonight. There was a total of 32 people, including myself, who completed the challenge this month. So I'll be showing all of those off, showing everybody's off, and I'll be telling you what the February challenge is as well tonight. So stay tuned for that. And if you missed that for whatever reason, how dare you miss that? I'll be putting it up in the Facebook group and in the community pages and all that kind of stuff tomorrow. Camo, good morning to you. Christian Reeves, the legend himself, good evening to you, mate. Kenneth Paulson, good evening. Lee Rust, nice to see you, mate. Long time no see. Palmsy's in as well. Ian Webb, Derek Hodge, good evening to all of you. Yoakum says he's really looking forward to tonight's stream, and finally Underworlds miniatures in Warcry. Yeah, that's kind of, when I saw that news, I knew that was going to be one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. John Estel, greetings to you, my friend. Scott Latham says, evening all, hope everyone is well. Everyone's good, mate, I think. Tony Howell, good evening to you, mate. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Tolmar is in as well. Hello to Wayne Haywood. Stuart Mercury as well says, happy start of the week all. We'll talk about this last week, because I haven't had a great last week, to be fair, but things are looking up. Things are all right now. Bobby Clark, he's doing a bit of painting of some glacial bases. I look forward to see what you do for glacial bases, mate. Zingbo said he's hello from my tablet's unpleasant keyboard. Don't expect much chat from me for that reason. As long as I know you're there, Zingbo, that's all right. Samir Patel says happy Monday as well. Hello to you, buddy. Stefan as well. Hello to you, mate. Oh, where did that just jump off to there? Of course, it just jumped where... Stu said he's looking forward to seeing everyone's creations. Good morning, VJ. That's where I was up to. Matt M says, been a long while since I've joined the stream. Looking forward to it. Nice to see you, Matt. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Tom said he's painting Dead Zone, his new favourite game. Lee said he's carrying on with his Marvel Crisis Protocol Spider-Man. I saw you'd picked that up, buddy. How you? I saw you'd painted the Spider-Man model. Looking very good, mate. There's a few Marvel pictures that we'll have tonight as well. People have been painting in January. How are you finding it so far? Ian, hello, nice to see you, mate. He says, did you replace the HDMI cable? I did, mate. And then I changed it back again because I realised it's not a cable. It was to do with, like, basically, when I plug the HDMI cable into my laptop uses the computer as a second screen, and it was to do with the refresh rates. Every now and again it was like sort of dropping the signal. So I've been testing it today and all looks fine now. I think it was since I've done some kind of updates on the graphics card and stuff like that, and it decided to kind of play funny beggars. That's why it's always been fine before, and it was playing up last week. So yes, fingers crossed it all works smoothly, but it has been, when it's been on test, it's been going well, so we'll see. Marcus is chilling with a glass of water. I should have got that bottle of water as well because I'm running out of coffee now. We've got Tasty Brain Drain. Hello to you, Luke Pryor. Good evening, mate. Starky's Man Caves in as well. Nice to see you, buddy. Samir says his hobby challenge turned into a father and son project, so sadly not done in time, but happily having a wonderful time making progress with the kids. That's what it's all about. Do you know what it is? It's nice when people complete the challenge, but sometimes it's just about giving somebody a bit of a nudge just to kind of get painting again, or maybe try something a bit different. All I'm trying to do is encourage people, really. I mean, it's nice if you kind of complete the challenge, but, you know, don't beat yourself up about it if you don't. Tony says he's just putting the finishing touches on a scratch-built, tiled checkerboard marble effect base. Wow, mate, that sounds full on. Jez Hunt, good evening to you, mate. VG said he's got to pop off in 15 to be back about the hour mark, so he's got to drop the little guy off, and unfortunately, the new normal now he's started big school. Yeah, I remember all that changing when my little lad started the big school as well. Samir said he's excited to see everyone's monthly challenge projects, and he'll be going to be re-watching the stream later with the kids. Hello to Samir's kids there as well, if you are watching it back. Stefan Lyons said, I don't want to paint Warhammer no more, rather give my money away, but thinking of painting canvases instead. There's more than just Warhammer, mate. You can paint lots of things. You can paint vehicles, you can paint any other games, you can paint terrain, whatever kind of brings you joy. It doesn't really matter what it is that you're painting. It's all about your hobby and how you enjoy it. Busey says, reports coming in from missing cinema screen in the northeast. Has anyone seen a large LCD screen they didn't see before? It's always been here, mate, to be fair. It's just that you normally see the camera coming across the side there. So yeah, I've turned the table round, I've turned everything round, so it's kind of like looking long ways down. I've got some filming this week, and it's kind of more about sort of showing things on the table and stuff. So yeah, better this way around. That was the whole point of having this studio, really, was the fact that it was flexible enough to to try different camera angles, be able to move the camera back and get more on screen and try different bits and pieces. So yeah, that's kind of like I'm starting to use it to its full potential, really. VJ said he's finished his Orc Armada ships the other day, now working on wrapping up the Basilean ships, the Pirate. I like that, mate. Jesse, he's trying to sort a leather shield front and then to finish basing some minis for Rangers of Shadowdeep. Lee's loving the models for Marvel, only just started painting them though. Spidey first, then the rest of the heroes, and his mate's got some villains already painted for his first game. I look forward to seeing what you think of the game, mate. I must admit, it's definitely one of the better games one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm absolutely loving it. Still playing it sort of quite regularly. I've got a game this Thursday, for example. So yeah, I'm still playing it quite regularly. Jess says he's nabbed that off the Swan House roundabout. It's an advert screen. It's not that big, is it? I think it's a 55-inch TV, I think. Sunderland says, I hope everyone's doing well. He's doing some Thunderstrike Stormcast for his new Warcry warband. Nice one, mate. And Deep Red, hail and well met to you as well. Robbie Lowry says, been a while since I could catch a live one. Thanks for continuing the great work. Thank you very much, Robbie. I'm here most weeks. I miss the odd one when things are kind of like going a bit awry, or if I've not been well, or I'm away or something like that. But I think I was working out recently, and I think I've missed about 5 or 6 Mondays in the last 5 years. So yeah, that's not bad going, is it? That's not. Other than if I've been away on holiday, I think, because obviously if I'm away on holiday, I tend to miss like 2 live streams or something like that. But we haven't had any holidays for about the last 2 years. So yeah, I think I've only missed about 5 live streams. Samir saying the kids are going to love the shout out. No problem at all, mate. Let me know what their names are and I'll give them a shout. James Bray, good evening to you. Jez, hello, mate. Dan saying, evening all. Look forward to seeing everyone's pictures. And Stu said he's only just started his January challenge, being mad busy with a course. I tell you what, mate, I'll let you all into a little secret. I proper screwed up on my January challenge. I ended up, so this is what I've had a bit of a rubbishy week, because I'd started painting something which it was going to be for my January challenge. I was painting the Dormammu model, the Marvel Crisis Protocol Dormammu model, and it's kind of half painted. I'd made a start on it. I got sidetracked doing some other stuff, and then this last week, I went away last weekend with the family. We went to Centre Parks. It was my mother and father-in-law's 50th wedding anniversary, so the whole kind of family, my wife's side of the family, went. We had a lovely family weekend. I came back on the Monday, sorry. We did the live stream on the Monday night. And then I had a hospital appointment this Saturday just gone. And so I had to go for a COVID test. to make sure that I didn't have COVID before my hospital appointment or procedure thing, and I had to isolate for the rest of that week. So I ended up kind of like, I thought, right, I've got to do this filming this week. I'll rejig the garage and the studio and stuff, and I ended up pulling a muscle in my back, and I've been in absolute agony for days. And so, rather than actually being sitting and painting, which I planned to do while I was in isolation, I ended up just kind of like sort of creased up and crippled. Plus, I was having to do this like prep stuff for this operation thing I was doing. So yeah, I haven't been in a great place the last few days. So I almost missed the challenge. I have literally painted my so I actually missed it really technically because it ended last night at midnight. I painted the challenge today. That's what I've done today while I've been doing some research for tonight. I painted my challenge mini today, but at least I did it. So yeah, so basically I've been isolating all week. I had to go into hospital on Saturday for a not very nice procedure, to be fair. So I've been fasting. I've basically had to take a load of stuff to basically clean all my insides out. I hurt my back. This is how bad it is. This is the longest I've sat. I even bought a hot water bottle just to put a bit of heat into my back while I'm sitting here tonight. And another reason why this is going to work out good, if I need to stand up to kind of stretch a bit, at least I won't disappear off camera. So yes, I've had a bit of a rubbishy week, but I'm moving around a lot more today. I could kind of sit in one place and paint for a while. I got my miniature finished. All is good now. So Samia's saying a good glass of bourbon will help. I'm on a bit of a diet, mate, as well, so I'm trying to eat a bit healthier. So this week actually hasn't been that bad from that point of view, because I couldn't eat anything at all for 24 hours before I went to hospital. So that kind of helped with the diet a bit. I couldn't drink after I'd had the procedure because I'd had anaesthetic and stuff, so I couldn't drink either. So I've not had anything to drink since I was at Centre Parks last weekend. I had a glass of wine while I was away. So yeah, it's been one of them weeks, mate. I haven't even had a drink. Come on, says old boy. Marco says, ask the plastic surgeon for their money back. The operation hasn't improved anything. You can't improve on perfection, mate. That's what it is. Jez says, that's quite a hot water bottle cover. I tell you what, mate, I didn't get it. My wife went to the shop to get it, and that's what she come back with. So yeah, please blame her. Ed's in as well. Nice to see you, mate. Necrothol says you can't go wrong with a hot water bottle. I don't think I've ever had a hot water bottle before, but I must admit the heat on my back is very, very nice. It's lovely, that. Stu says that's a lovely cover. Gives an insight into the BlackJack Legacy bedroom decor. Yes, it's nothing like that, I'll tell you that much. Peter says, howdy all. He's painting a Panzer 1 for bolt action. Samir says, good on you for being disciplined. I'll have a glass on your behalf. Thank you, mate. I've actually lost. How much have I lost in weight? I've lost a stone in weight now. So I've lost just over 14 and a half pounds since I kind of started now. So I'm on the straight and narrow. I want to lose about another half a stone, probably maybe a stone maximum. But having hurting my back and having to isolate kind of screwed up I've been going to the gym, and I started off doing a lot of walking on the treadmill just to kind of get moving again and stuff, and then I started doing a bit of jogging and a bit of running, and I kind of been gradually building back up my fitness again, and then obviously I had to isolate, and then I hurt my back as well. So yeah, everything's kind of, yes, so it's been one of them weeks. That's what it is. Pet Lynch water bottle, that's not right, mate. Marco says that's a great line, put it on a t-shirt. Anna, good evening to you, I hope you're well. Samir says good choice on the hot water bottle. Yeah, Christian says would absolutely love we need to make that was about something else, wasn't it? About the drowned earth minis, that's what you're talking about there. Ian says yes, you can improve on perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. Perfection exists in your own mind, mate, if you are happy with something. Like, for example, I made a cup of coffee. It tasted exactly like I expected. That was a perfect cup of coffee to me. So yeah, in that respect, mate. Samir says nicely done. Weight loss can be tough. It is tough, mate, as well. I'm on some medication as well because of the kind of the medical issues I was going through last year, and that's kind of, it's not helping me. I've put a bit of weight on through medication, and I've also put a bit of weight on through a very enjoyable Christmas with lots of Guinness. So yeah, it's kind of tough, mate, to be fair. Marcus says, what's a stone for 98% of the world population uses real measurement systems? I've got no idea what it is in kilograms, mate. I still measure my weight in stones and pounds. Marcus is saying, due to cold, I would not get my airbrush to work right. You couldn't get your airbrush to work right in the cold. Are you trying to do it outside, mate? Okay, for us people outside of Europe, how much is a stone? A stone, there you go. A stone is 6.35 kilograms or 14 pounds. Yes, 14.5 pounds I've lost. So just under 6.5 kilos. There you go. VJ said, I haven't been running as I've had a plantar. I don't even know what that is, mate. Going to get it sorted tomorrow, then hopefully back on the horses, so to say. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Samir, yes. I mean, I'm perfect, exactly. Ian says, I accept your challenge. I'll come round and make you a better cover. I tell you what, mate, I must admit, I used to drink a lot of kind of Costa coffee because it was quite close by, but it is garbage coffee. I really don't like Costa coffee. But there is a local coffee shop to me. I see a local, I've got to drive like 15 minutes to get there. But my God, they do the best coffee, hands down. Russell Higgins, hello to you, mate. How you doing? Thank you, Samir. Yes, and everybody's having a bit. Oh, Marcus said, I use my airbrush in the garage and it has no heat. I've never ever had a problem, mate, using an airbrush when it's been cold. I mean, spray cans, yeah, because the cans get so cold and the propellant obviously kind of like freezes up, but I've never had an issue with an airbrush, mate. That seems like a funny one. Luke said he's been feeling like crap the last couple of days, but pushed himself to the gym today and hit a personal best. Nice one, fella. Tizzy Brain saying, congrats on the weight loss. I've still got a bit to go, mate. I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm still kind of sort of heavier than I was kind of like normally, like before Christmas and stuff like that. So for all I've lost a stone in weight, for all I've lost almost 6.5 kilos, I've still got some way to go, to be fair. Marcos says, wait, what? Best coffee in the northeast of England? I am telling you, mate, coffee. I have travelled many places. There's a place in the northeast of England, in Tynemouth, that has the best coffee, I tell you, mate. Everything lives up to that. Anyway, how we doing? Oh, we got a nice bunch in. 69, he says. That's a good. Oh, I didn't know it went to 70. So I think what we'll do is we'll kick off with some of the January painting ones. We've got, like I say, there's like 32 people have entered into it this month, which is great. I'm going to tell you about February's challenge as well today, but I'm just going to go through that. They're just in alphabetical order, the list of people, so it's not in any particular thing, but I will go through them. So, and we'll kind of break it down into maybe like 2 or 3 sections through the night. We'll talk a little bit about some of the news items I want to talk about as well. But yeah, at BlackJack Legacy, if you want to chat, I'll be taking down the chat box off my screen, so you're going to see what's on my screen basically. So if we go across to here, that's it, and we'll start with Adam. Is it Woznitzia? I think it is. Adam, I apologise if I butchered your name there, but Adam had painted a couple of Marvel Crisis Protocol minis, Magneto and Venom, for his challenge. So for those that don't know what the challenge was in January, it was go big or go home. You can kind of see behind me there. And the idea was anything on a 50mm base or bigger. If it was slightly smaller than a 50mm base, like 40, 45, I wasn't going to split hairs too much. The idea was just to kind of... Just got an eyelash there. The idea was just to get people motivated into painting a bit. So he has done a fantastic job here. Really love the little coffee cup. You get these cups on the sprues as well. So if you do get any Marvel Crisis Protocol minis, don't forget that on the sprue where the bases are, there's little like coffee cups and things like that. I didn't know what they were for about the first 3 or 4 months of buying these things. But yes, that's what they are. But yeah, he's done a cracking job there. Venom looking awesome there. Magneto, that purple really does stand out. Awesome. I think he's done a smashing job there. So I can always click in and have a little look about them there as well. But yeah, really nice work, Adam. Awesome work on the bases as well. Really like what you've done there, buddy. Nice. So next up is a certain Mr. Andrew Fairbanks, and I don't know what this mini is, I'll be honest. I'm not really sure what it's from. I don't recognise it. It could potentially be a Malifaux mini, but I'm not sure. I don't recognise it personally, but he's done a great job. I love the colour choice, mate. The red and white really does work well, and purple always kind of goes with that kind of like red and white colour scheme as well. Love those kind of sort of wooden and cobblestone bases. No idea where they're from, but they look really nice. So he's done that one, and I think there's also a shot of the back of it as well there, so you can see the weapon a little bit bigger as well, and a better shot on the base there as well. So if Andrew's in the chat, please do tell me what the miniature is, mate. You hadn't mentioned it in the email that you sent, but yeah, awesome work, buddy. Another nice mini there. Next up is me, because it is in alphabetical order. So this is what I painted today. This is my entry. Like I say, I was going to do Dormammu. I ran out of time. I wasn't going to get that finished today with all of the kind of the basing and stuff. So I decided to paint Modok instead, and I did this today. So I started it about 11 o'clock this morning, and I finished it about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Sort of stopped for lunch, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I think it took me about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. But just to give you an idea of the size of it, that's how big it is. There it is, next to my head. So, like, you know, go easy on my painting there when it's kind of zoomed in big style. But yes, that's... I quite... The skin looks a bit rough there when you kind of zoom in that close. But I tell you what, it looks really, really good. I'm quite proud of my efforts today. And I had a little sort of Coke can there on the base as well, and a little newspaper blown away from the blast there as well. Kind of did it really simple. A lot of contrast paints used in there just to get the base colours down, and then obviously the golds with a bit of wash over there as well. But yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out. Not too shabby. Next up, we got Ben Mitchell. He's been painting a bit of 40k there. We've got Acadian, Lehman Russ, and a couple of little squads there as well. Zoom in there a bit so we can get a better look. Love the use of the transfers here as well with the 501 and tying them all in. The red looks awesome with the kind of I'm trying to think what colour that is now. It's probably some kind of drab anyway, but looks really nice, mate. Love the flowers on the base as well. I always keep meaning to pick some of these up and I never do. But yeah, really nice work, mate. Nice clean lines. Awesome. Look great on the tabletop. So congrats, mate, and well done on completing the challenge. We've got a certain Mr. Blizzards there as well. Now, obviously, one of the minis is Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol, I'm sure. The other one, I've got no idea. Like, it looks a bit like a Pokemon thing, but I've got no idea. I'm not really into Pokemon. But it looks like it's probably been something 3D printed, I think. But it looks pretty funky, mate. So, yeah, congrats on that. Love the green on Hulk. Looks really good. Yeah, awesome work, buddy. Awesome work. We've got Colin Beale up next. Now, do I know what this is? I'm not sure I do know what this is. Let me skip across. I'm not sure what this mini is, I'll be honest. But I do like the mini. I don't know what it is. Love these kind of sort of mechanical sort of hand things. These kind of strange... I don't know what they are. Let me skip back through the pictures. It's got like some kind of weird back end to it. I've got no idea what it is. Is this one of the... it's not one of the... I can't see the chat now, obviously. Is this one of the Necromunda things? It could be. I've got no idea. No idea. But, yeah, good work, though, buddy. Good work. Yes, some really nice work to that, mate. Nice bit of basing on it as well. Finish it off. Thank you very much for entering. Oh, hang on. He did write on it there. It is a Titan from Endure the Stars 1.5. I copied it and pasted it on some of these things, so that's what it is. A Titan from Endure the Stars 1.5. It was a game I wasn't familiar with. Dan Kennedy. Let's zoom in a little bit. Love this, mate. Again, I'm not familiar with the mini. I've got a feeling it could be a Malifaux mini. Or am I just being complete? But it looks kind of funny from that angle until you see the next picture. And that really does kind of bring it to life. I love that. That just really sells the mini there. I love the way that's done, mate. Nice work. And yeah, it's just an awesome sculpt. Like I say, I'm not really sure what it's from, but it does look pretty cool, mate. And he also entered a second one as well, I think it was, which was this one, which I absolutely love, buddy. I've seen a lot of stuff that you've painted, mate, that you kind of like have painted like purples and lilacs, and you always manage to pull it off really well, bud. So yeah, awesome work there, mate. Love that kind of sort of, I don't know what you call it, it's not a carapace, I don't know. I'm sure there's a proper name for the kind of like a back end of a spider or something. But yes, Love it, dude. Love it. Really, really nice work. And that just kind of, that one from top down just shows the detail as well around the back there. I love it. Right, where are we up to there? So we went as far as Dan Kennedy. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's do 10. We'll split it down into 3. Ed Handley, here you go, mate. I don't know what this one is. Obviously, snow troopers from Star Wars Legion. Love the kind of the snow on the base. Like the way you've left those as well, mate, for the angle stuff that you have to. But yeah, really nice work, mate. Nice and tidy, nice and neat. Good choice of colours as well. Painting white stuff's always a bit of a it's a bit of a tough one. But you've managed to kind of hit the shadows and stuff there, mate. Looks awesome, dude. And then we've got Gary Hollandale. Bit of a last minute sliding across the line, submitting his today. And this is his Screaming Bell, Skaven Screaming Bell. And to be fair, there's a lot to paint on this as well. But yeah, really nice work, mate. Let's skip across here. It's a model I've always liked, I must admit. It's one of those things I think I'd quite like to paint at some point. I've got no use for it personally, but I think I'm a big fan of the model. And I love this, this, are they called rat ogres? I think they are. Basically kind of like pulling on the bell there itself. Nice work. Love it, mate. Love it. Nice to see some stuff there in the background as well painted. The shelf of awesomeness. Nice one. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do one more. And then we'll have a little break and we'll do something else. And this, I'm sure this is a Mantic Abyssal Demon, I think it is. Nice work, mate. Love what you've done there. Love the work on the flames here on the arms. A nice bit of base in there as well to set it off. Really does stand out. Nice to get those the eyes in there as well and the teeth. Pulled it together nicely, dude. Yeah. Absolutely awesome work. And I'm pretty sure you've done some other stuff as well. I forget what this is now. I'm sure you told me in the email and I forgot to write it down. But I'm sure this is another Mantic model as well. But yeah, nice work, mate. I love the kind of the mixtures. It's like the mixtures of the reds and the yellows and the oranges just all coming together. Really does look good. And the contrast with the green, but like that kind of sort of the glow there across the front as well. Nice work, dude. So next one up will be Ian Pennells when we come back, Lord Maiden. So we'll be coming back. We'll be coming back to you, buddy, when we come back. So let's have a little look in the chat, see what folks are saying here. I'll just kind of skip back a little bit. Yeah, loads of stuff. I obviously can't. I'm not going to read from the whole stuff. Oh, there's more saying. It's only from Ninja All Stars from Soda Pop Miniatures. Only from Artisan Guild. There you go, mate. I must admit, I didn't know what that's one. James Arm screaming Modoc there. James saying that newspaper. I tell you what, mate, if you go to the Marvel Crisis Protocol Facebook page, in the file section, you can print off the newspapers, and you just basically print them off A4. There's like a full sheet of them all, the right size. Just cut them out with a scalpel, and then you just kind of stick them in the base. It just adds a little bit of something, mate. Just to see he's got a bad back face as well. Yes, and Luke's a nice job on that space of time. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, James is saying, how did you do the newspaper? I just explained there, mate. Yeah, dead simple. If anybody's looking, I'll put some links into the Facebook group or something tomorrow. Thank you very much for. Oh, Mark was saying, great job painting the apartment building. It's kind of part finished over there, mate. I've done like about 2/3 of it at the moment. I just wanted something in the background for the picture. Yeah, Jez is saying, classic garden, nice clean lines, and yeah, clean Lehman Russ. And Vader's 501st, yeah. Mark was saying Christmas Pokemon. It is Bulbasaur. There you go. I knew it. I thought it was that one. Nice one. James saying that's one on the Hulk count. Looks like something from Doom. Saying it's weird. I like it. Christian sharing link there for the Patreon. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, Patreon's took a little bit of a dip recently. I know for some folks, like, you know, if I'm not doing as many videos as I used to, or folks feeling like they're not getting the kind of the value or whatever, I completely understand people dropping out and stuff. But yeah, please do, if you would like to support, it really does help me out. It does pay my wages. That's what allows me to do this full time. If you like what I do and you think I'm kind of adding something to the community, please do consider supporting me. Yeah, Christian saying I think it's from Doom. There you go, mate. Tony saying, yeah, loves the mini, loves Dan's work. Yeah, nice one. Spider Dude's awesome. That's right. Spider Thing's fabulous. I believe it's called Spider, but yeah, I've got no idea what the back end of a spider's called. Abdomen. There you go, Tony. I knew you would know, mate. Rob saying that's a challenge and a half. Yeah, nice work. There is a lot going on with that bell. It's a busy model, but yeah, it always looks cool. Looks in, yeah, good old Skaven. And everybody's saying, yeah, Screaming Bell. John says, I don't think you said the name of the person who painted the Abyssal Angry Man. Did I not, mate? Let me have a look. It's Grimm's. That's why. Sorry, Grimm. There you go, buddy. I apologise for. I thought I'd read your name out, but I mustn't have done. Yeah, Grimm did that one. He can say no, you can skip out. Not at all. I'm proud to show your stuff, mate. Barry Cliver, nice to see you, mate. He's saying these are fantastic. Some really talented people in the group. It's cool to, honestly, like these challenge things are never about who's the best painter or any of that kind of stuff, or how fast you are, or kind of like, or how much money you've spent on certain minis, any of that stuff. It's just about kind of taking the paintbrush, picking up your mini, picking up your paint, and just doing something, and just having that sense of achievement of finishing something at the end of it. That's always what it's about. It's awesome to see people kind of submitting them. It's great to see so many people submitting them as well, because painting bigger models is sometimes puts people off. So, but I thought for the start of the year, let's do something a little bit different. So it was awesome to see so many people submitting them. Dancing, yeah. First one was Fatsu, and second one was Jogumo. Both from Malifaux. I thought they were Malifaux minis, mate, but I couldn't. I must admit that they don't seem familiar to me. Let's have a little look. Dancing, fantastic entries. Deep Red saying the Skaven Bell must have been a labour of love. Yeah, absolutely must have been, mate. Christian sharing the link for the merch there as well. Thank you very much, buddy. Marcus says you painted half the apartment building just for the pictures, like me wearing a suit from the belt up for video. No, I've actually, it's over there. Actually, I can see it on the shelf. I've painted all of the brickwork and I've painted the stonework on the front of it, but I've not done the roof and the windows and stuff. If you look at the picture closely, you can see I haven't done the kind of like the lanterns and the door behind them and stuff. But it was good enough for the picture. That was all it was. And Tony says I love these challenges. They're just fun. Yeah, that's what they're about, mate. They're about a bit of fun. So I think what we'll do is we'll touch on. Will we do the Underworlds stuff now and Warcry? Do you know what? I'm not going to start with that. I'm going to come into one of the pieces of news I was going to talk about a little bit later, and then we'll come back and do some more of the miniatures as well. So, bit of news this week. And this one came from Mantic today, and this is they're having an Overdrive week. So for those of you who don't know what Overdrive was, please check out my videos. I did some videos a while ago about what is Overdrive and how to play Overdrive. If you're interested in it, that'll give you all the information you want. But what Mantic have done today is basically, it says they've got some content going live on the Mantic blog, including a guide to 2 new players hitting the arena. So basically the way the game plays is you basically have 3 of the giants, the Dreadball type giants, and you can pick any 3 you want, so it's not like teams or factions or anything like that. So as Mantic introduce new giants, they're available for anybody, for anyone's team. And you can either just pick the ones you want, or you can do like a drafting with your opponent as well. But they're kicking something off today, which is free rules for Overdrive. And you might be thinking, well, free, what's the use of free rules if I haven't got like a board or any of that kind of stuff? Well, basically, Overdrive plays on a Dreadball Extreme pitch as well. So if you're one of the lucky folks that was picking up Dreadball Extreme when we were doing the challenges around painting the Dreadball team, and everybody was picking up the Dreadball Extreme pitch, I think, was it like 20 quid or something like that, or £10 even it might have been? Was it? I think it was about £10 or something. And you got Dreadball Extreme. There was a couple of teams in there as well. In fact, there may have been 3 teams in there. You can use the Dreadball Extreme pitch to play your games of Overdrive. So if you go onto the Mantic blog, there's a link here as well, which gives you a link to the free rules, and gives you all of the stats and stuff like that as well. And you can just give the game a try, see if it's for you. You might then decide to go and pick up the game. You might already have loads of the giants from playing Dreadball. But yeah, them releasing the rules for free, I think is a great thing. And what they've done is they've also made the stats available for the following players, which are the 6 that you get in the starter box, which is what I've got. And then there's a few extra ones as well, which I think are Tigrax, Shadow, No, and Alpha Simeon as well. So yeah, that's an extra 4 that have come out as well. So some of those miniatures are already available, and again they were available in Dreadball as giants, so you might already have them in your collection. Again, in the core game, you can do there's lots of different kind of game modes like King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, Pass the Bomb, Killing Streak, Invade, and Dodge Brawl, I should say. So that each of the different modes plays a little bit differently. And also as well, Mantic have started like a loyalty point scheme. So forget the old Mantic points, they're still going, and you can still collect the Mantic points and get like sort of free minis and stuff. But they're doing a loyalty point scheme now, so if you shop through the Mantic website, you will get like points that you can save up, and you can use them as discounts off your game. And for registering through that, you automatically get £5 off your first purchase as well. So if you want to sign up to the Mantic blog, you might want to pick up Overdrive. You can sign up, get £5 off your first purchase, and do that as well. So that's some news from Mantic. Nice to see those rules for Overdrive being available for everybody now. I really enjoy the game. I've played a few games of it at home as well with my wife. I just find it's I wouldn't say it's simple in terms of like it's kind of basic. It's just really intuitive to get your head around. There's dead easy to get your head around. Loads of tactics. Just a lot of fun. It's probably I had it in my kind of like my top 5 games of 2021, and as far as all of the different kind of hex based games, I think I'd potentially put it up there at number 1. I do like God Tier, but I think I'd potentially put this at kind of like at number 1 of that kind of like arena games, to be fair. So yeah, there's a little bit of news from Mantic. So yeah, check that out. Even if you check it out for your £5 voucher. Let's have a little go back here. Tony Howell, thank you very much, mate. I've just saw that it didn't ping up on my screen while I was looking at the news stuff. He says, I know I'm on a budget, but I still want to support you, buddy. Much appreciated, man. Really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Where were we up to here? Let's have a little look. That was where it was. Marco saying smash the like button. How we're doing for likes? 41 likes and 72 people. Come on, folks. I know you can do better. Tom C, good evening to you. How you doing? Marco saying there 38 and 76 watching. Jezza saying good old Mantic. They're nice folks. John says Dreadball Extreme is still £10 from Mantic. There you go, mate. It's fantastic value. Yeah, Lord Maiden saying £10 for like 3 teams and coaches. Tony saying I like the Mantic crew, their interaction with the community. Yeah, I mean, as with most companies, you know, like we always like them to do as much as possible, but they've always been really good with me, helping out the channel and stuff like that. They've always kind of sort of gone above and beyond as far as kind of support for this channel. And I'm just trying to kind of pass that news on. It's free. You're getting £5 for free as well if you want to buy something. Why not pass that news on? And yeah, James is saying, I got it. I use the models for bits. Yeah. Mark was saying to John, have you got a link? I'll tell you what. Let's find it. Let me find it, and I'll. So if I go to Dreadball Extreme, let me go back to here. We go Dreadball Extreme. So there it is. $9.99. There are 45 in stock. Oh, you can't see it on your screen there. Can you let me move that across a little bit? It's because it's just off the screen there. Let me just do this. Dreadball Extreme, $9.99. There you go. In US dollars, let's have a look. It is $29.99. I guess that's to do with being overseas and stuff as well. And then in euros, it is $24.99. But yeah, if you're in the UK, yeah, you do have to pay shipping on it as well because it's classed as bulky. It is quite heavy, to be fair. It's got a neoprene mat in it as well. But yeah, there you go. And inside the box, as well as the kind of the cards and everything else, you do get the neoprene mat, which you can use for Dreadball, for Overdrive, I should say. I forgot the name there. And then you do get a whole host of minis. So if you're into Dreadball as well, you can use these in your Dreadball teams. Some nice minis in there as well, to be fair. Really nice if you're into kind of any sci-fi games as well. They definitely kind of count as other stuff. So yeah, plenty going on there, folks. Yeah, Christian sharing the link. Thank you very much, buddy. Jess is saying, is that the full game? It's the full game of Dreadball Extreme, mate. But you can use the Dreadball Extreme mat to then use the free rules for Overdrive. Yes. So, right. Again, if you want to sort of chat at BlackJack Legacy, I'm going to go back and we're going to have a look at some more minis now. And first up is a certain Mr. Ian Pennells. So Ian, he did write down what this was, and I forget now. But yeah, this is some kind of troll. I forget what it is. He put it in the email, but I completely forget. Love the colour choice, mate. Nice and bold. I don't know what it's from or anything like that, so if you can let me know in the chat. But yeah, awesome work, buddy. Very nicely done. Love the green on these kind of gemstones and things. Lovely on the purple as well. Nice colour choice. Shot from behind. I'm not sure I want to see from behind, to be fair. But I love the kind of the like the what's it called, like the knotting work on the on the club as well. Nice work, buddy. And then he's also been painting up some Armada ships. These are my mind's gone blank. These are the what they called. I've painted the same ones as well. I played them at the Armada Day. Not Twilight King. Oh, somebody will be telling me in the chat now. You know what they are. The kind of Egyptian looking dudes. Oh, what are they? Oh. It's the blowing skeletons, the ones that look a bit like Tomb Kings. Oh, why is my mind gone blank? Yeah, somebody will be screaming at me and I'll see it when I get back in the chat. Anyway, nice little force you've got there, mate. I hope you're getting to play them as well at some point. And then we've also got this Sigmar statue as well. I don't know if you got this from Warcry, but I've certainly got the same one from a Warcry set as well, mate. But yeah, nice bit of work there, buddy. Nice to see those. And then we've got Mr. James Bray. So he's been painting a little bit of Marvel Crisis Protocol as well. We've got Mr. Doc Ock there. Nice work, buddy. Marco there, Empire of Dust. Thank you very much. Just pinged up on my watch. That's what it is. So, technology.
Oh. I can't do that from here.
Modern technology, yeah. Modern technology. Thank you, Marco. Yes, so we've got Doc Ock here. Lovely use of that yellow as well, mate. Love that on there. Nice, very nice indeed. And then we've got... he kind of went above and beyond as well. Couldn't just do one. He's also done a Hulk as well. Love the bits of scrap. So this is something I never did on mine, and I kind of wonder about why I didn't. But I never really put any kind of like scrapping anything on the bases. And it's only recently I went back and started putting things like the newspapers and the Coke cans and stuff on. But yeah, love it, mate. Love the greens. Love the kind of the shading. I really enjoyed painting Hulk when I did mine because you can just kind of just build it up and not worry about kind of matching those colours again. I did the same thing when I painted my Modok as well with the skin colours and the tones. Just I knew I didn't have to match it again, so it was nice. So yeah, painting Hulk is there. A nice mini to paint, mate. And then he's also went and done Ultron as well. Love what you've done with the kind of the insides glowing, mate. I was going for something similar with mine, but I think you've managed to make yours look a bit more standout. I probably could do with going back in there, doing a bit more work on mine. And love what you've done with the bits of sort of rebar as well. That's all extra stuff. It's not actually on the miniature, I believe. So yeah, nice work, mate. Nice work. You just need to paint your terrain now, buddy. I was going to say something for the February challenge, but no, it probably wouldn't fit for the February challenge. We'll have to find it. We'll find one for a terrain challenge at some point for you. James Zorm, he's got the Helbrecht which is 40k. Love this, mate. Love the bit of background as well. I'm not familiar with this miniature, but I really like it. I mean, I love this dude kind of cleaning the blood off the sword and stuff. Nice bit of base work there as well. Everything's just super, super clean. And yeah, it's a really nice miniature. I know why Marines are always popular. It's because they come up with these kind of minis like this, and it does look awesome. But yeah, bit of background there sets it off nice as well, mate. Nicely done, Mr. Zom. We've then got that's Mr. Yoakum here as well. He's got a Death Claw, which looks suitably frightening, mate. Love the choices of the blues and the yellows as well. Really does come together nice. I'm assuming that kind of tire thing is that extra? I don't know if that comes on the base with it as well, but it really does kind of give it a little bit of sort of grounds it in a story. I like basing, I must admit. The base always kind of like it sets the miniature in a world and tells a story for me, so I really like that. So yeah, Deathclaw looking awesome there, buddy. Kind of jumping out of the screen there at me. And then we've also got what's he called again? Is it a Myrmidon? I think it is. Is it Ogroid Myrmidon? I think it is. Have I got this model for Warcry? No, I haven't. My brother-in-law bought it. I knew I'd seen it somewhere recently. My brother-in-law bought the model, and he's got this to paint. But no, I haven't got this one. What an awesome model it is, though, as well. And yeah, love it, mate. Really nice work. Again, nice work on the basing as well. Love what you've done here with the kind of like the leather on the whatever it is, like the straps across the shoulder. Nice work on the rune marks on the leg as well. Absolutely awesome work, buddy. Very, very nice. Doing eyes as well. I'm impressed, mate. It's the kind of thing that I always skip. I sometimes go back to it, but yeah, good work on the eyes as well. John Benham. This one was super, super awesome. I absolutely love this. I forget what it is. I'm sure it's for AdMech for 40k. It is definitely a 40k model. I think it's an AdMech model, but I could be wrong with that. But I just love the shading and the tones on the purple on this. I love what you've done here on this kind of on the window as well. It looks so real on there. I'm sure it was kind of time consuming picking out all those rivets as well. The rivets. You've even gone to like the trouble of sort of like a lot of people obviously just paint the canopies a little bit darker so you don't have to worry about what's inside. But absolutely beautiful work on this one, mate. Here you can see it like a bit sort of face down shot as well. Love this barrel on here. Really stands out and just like again like I say about kind of like grounding it in a story. It looks fantastic, mate. Love the basing work and I love the wings and the shading on the purple. Oops, let me go back one there. Skip ahead. But yeah, just beautiful work, mate. You should be rightly proud of that. I knew you were a good painter. But I think it's not until I've actually been going through these pictures today and really kind of seeing them up close, like just how phenomenal your work is, mate. Really, really well done, John. Next up, we have Mr. Estel, and he's been doing a mixture of stuff, some Kings of War stuff as well. Salamander stuff, I believe this is, if I remember right. So. Are these fire elementals? I think they are. I've got no idea. I don't know the Salamander army very well, but nice work on the flames, mate. Love the basing as well. The texture to it. How did you do the texture on the bases, mate? I like that. Some kind of woolly mammoth there as well. Awesome work, dude. Here's a bit more. So we've got some halflings here as well. Love the colours on these. The green really does stand out, and love these dudes with the balloons. These are models I need to pick up at some point. I've kind of like, there's a few bits of models for the Halfling army that I've said if I paint the ones I've got, I'll kind of pick them up, and they're on that list. I love them, mate. And then there's some more here of the Salamander stuff, I believe, is it? Looking rather cool. And yeah, I'd love the texture of these bases, mate. Nice work, nice colour choices as well. Here's a bit of a nice close-up as well, those balloon dudes. Love them. Nice the stitching on the what's it called, on the sculpt as well looks awesome. Love this guy, like he looks like he's from some kind of like sort of like World War One bomber type sort of chocks away tally-o kind of thing. Love it. And yeah, close-ups there as well of some of the Salamander stuff. Awesome work, buddy. Thank you very much for submitting those, and congrats on taking part in the challenge as well. Joshua Hatch. This is Frost Giant, which I think is from the Steam Forged, what they called again, the Epic Encounters, like RPG boxes. But yeah, some beautiful work on this, mate. Love the detail on the basin as well. I'm not sure how much of that you've added or how much of that just actually comes on the sculpt, but it looks really, really cool. Really like it. Love it here as well, and the kind of like the almost, for all it's a frost giant, I quite like the flame aspect to the beards as well. To the beard as well, rather. Nice work, buddy. Thank you very much again for taking part in the challenge. We've then got, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, we're going to Christian. Will be the last one we do in this section. So we've got Kenneth Paulson, who was in the chat tonight as well. Kenneth, I have no idea what the minis are, mate, or what they're from, but they are very awesome. Love this. This looks very similar to the one that Ian did as well. That kind of troll looking type thing. I forget what it was, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same mini, buddy. I can't really zoom too close into this one, but I'm not really sure what it is, but looks cool. We've got a dragon here as well, looking really nice. Nice work on the basin as well with the kind of flowers and stuff. Love the texture to the wings, and even the bits of terrain at the back as well. Love them. And those kind of twigs always look good. Nice work, sir. Nice work. Congrats on taking part as well. Kirill. Now he did say what this. Did he say what these are? I think it's the. Did I write it down? Here it is. It's called Dylan Khan, the Bronze Dragonfly, a Bronze Kingdom dwarf from Signum Legends. There you go. So I'm not familiar with this particular model, but it looks really cool, and there's lots of different angles of it as well, so we can get to see it. Love this kind of like sort of claw grabber on the front thing. Really nice. Love the work on the lenses there as well, on the goggles. Very nice work, mate. Yeah, and nice in the background there as well. Awesome work, buddy. Thank you very much for taking part. Have we got any? Did I miss anything off there? I don't think I did. And then Christian. Again, so Christian's done a dragon here. I'm not familiar with what this dragon's from. I'm sure if he's in the chat there, I'm sure he'll tell us where it's from. But yeah, lovely work, mate. Nice sculpt to it as well. Really, really nice. And I'm trying to guess from the. I'm trying to kind of like, I know how big these photo booth things are. So this is quite the size. I mean, this must have a wingspan of kind of, must be at least kind of 12 inches wingspan, something like that across. So yeah, it's quite the size of the miniature as well. Love the choices as well, mate, with the kind of the creamy greys there as well with the blue. Looks amazing, mate. Nice basin work as well. Really, really nice, buddy. Oh, love that basin. Yes. So was this for a RPG thing, mate, that you were doing, mate? Was it for doing like D&D or something, or was it just for painting's sake? Let me know what it was, buddy. Nice work, man. Nice work. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 12 left. So we'll come back to those 12 in a bit. Let's have a little look here and see where we're up to with the chat. Loads of stuff coming in here, loads of chat. I'm not gonna kind of read everything out, but yeah, I'll kind of dive in and see. We got Jill's in as well. Good evening, Jill. How are you doing? Jez is saying that's insane cheap. Yeah, it is. It's definitely worth it, mate. Lee saying that's the Blacklist Minis giant. I have that one too. Great model. There you go. That's what it was. The giant from Blacklist Minis. Thank you very much, Ian. I thought you'd said something about a troll or something, didn't you, in the email? That's why it was in my head. Yeah, Mark was saying, great way to use a £5 voucher I just got from Mantic. £12 including shipping. Awesome work, mate. Rob Brown, good evening, mate. How are you doing, fella? Everyone's chatting there as well. Jill saying, if you haven't seen the models, bum, you haven't seen a model. Yeah, let's. Mark was saying, yeah, love the book. Empire of Dust, everybody is screaming out there. My mind went completely blank, couldn't remember what it was there. Yeah, Dan saying the extreme one felt more about the violence than the scoring. It was definitely more about like kind of street countdown, wasn't it? Where are we at? Floaty McBoat faces, that's them. Luke says, Andy presses go live every week at the same time. His ability to recall name leaves his brain. I have a terrible... Do you know what it is? I never forget, like, faces and stuff like that. I never forget people's faces. If I see somebody, like, 2 years since I saw them before, I'll instantly know I know that person. Names, I am garbage at names. I need some kind of mental trick to remember names. I normally find myself going, like... A, B, C, D, and going through the alphabet trying to remember stuff. But yeah, I knew that Empire of Dust. I knew they were basically kind of like the old Tomb King stuff. I could picture it in my head. Yeah, Jessica, yeah, great medals on the Sigmar. Rob saying awesome work all around. Absolutely. Ian said he did play with the ships and got his arse kicked by the elves, and the statue came from someone in the group. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I played the Empire of Dust ships when I went to the Mantic Armada Day, the tournament that we did down in Nottingham, and yeah, they did all right for me, I'll be honest. Everybody chatting there, chatting about the different stuff, loving them. Marco says, you're welcome. I saw the pain of not recalling the name and wanted to help out. Thank you, buddy. I love it. The absolute modern technology of having my watch on at the right time, because I've obviously got my phone here on charge, but I tend not to like look at my phone. But yeah, when it buzzes on my wrist, it's like, yeah, that's why I'll have a look there. Yeah, everyone commenting on the stuff there as well. Christian sharing the link to get some of the BlackJack Legacy merch. Thank you very much. James braces the rebars, that little bit of PLA that's gone through the feeder and gets pinched. It works great for rubble. I remember you telling me that now, mate. Nice work. Luke's in the Black Templar kicks ass. I don't care about GW stuff anymore, but it's hard not to get sucked back when you see some. Do you know what it is, mate? I kind of agree with that. Like, I'm not really interested in playing 40k. I don't think I'm really interested in like collecting a big army. But there are certain minis where I just look at them and I think, yeah, that's why that's why the game's as big as it is. That's why they have such a good name. That's why people pay like the money that they cost, kind of thing. They do make fantastic minis. James says, challenge worked. First models I've painted in months. Exactly what I was trying to do, mate. Nicely gone. Jill says, you're going to share it in the Facebook. Look forward to seeing it. Look for sharing it in the Facebook. Sharing it in the Facebook. I don't know if you're talking to me or talking to something else. Luke says, the death claw looks like it has claws and delivers death. Yes, exactly, it does. Yeah, Ogroid's one of my favourite sculpts. It is a really nice sculpt, isn't it? I think have I got something from Silver Tower maybe that I'm thinking of that's a bit similar. I might be imagining that. Yeah, everyone's saying about John the Purple on that one. Awesome work, isn't it? Really is nice. Ornithopter, is that what it is? There you go. Russell Higgins, Ornithopter, there you go. I didn't know what it was called. Everyone's having a bit of chat about that. James, did someone say June? Great mammoth. There's a phrase I never thought I'd hear say. Johnson, yeah, the basis of Vallejo water effects with orange and red contrast paint. Is that what it is? Nice one. Nice one. Just coming down here. Lee Russ says, Blacklist Minis fantasy models, a dragon and female giant. There you go. I'm not familiar with the Blacklist Minis. I'll have to check them out, mate. And Lord Min says, that's the giant and dragon from Blacklist Miniature Series 1, said bore free when you pledge for the box. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Tony says, no idea if mine made it as I got the subject title wrong. Yours did make it, mate. You're in the last 12, mate, because T for Tony is down in the alphabet. That's why, mate. James is saying, I like the red dragon. Jez is saying, awesome monocopter thing. Yeah, I need it in my life. Those lenses are ultra cool, the army, aren't they? Fairly certain the mouse is from Brothers and Badgers. Do you know what it is? I did think it seemed familiar, but then I assumed it was part of a set or something like that. And then Christian's in there as well. Yes, for D&D. Wingspan is about 8 inches. 3D printed just for painting because I love dragons. Awesome work, mate. I knew it wasn't a small thing. You could tell by the size of the photo box as well. Hobby Lodge, nice to see you, fella. How you doing? I'm doing all right. Ian saying, yeah, I was going to do the troll, but I fell through. That's what it was. I remember in the email you said you were going to do a troll, and I think that's why it was in my head when I was reading it. Dan says, loving the variety of different models. It's one thing I was going to mention, mate, like when I kind of went through them all, is there's such variety. Like, obviously, there's a bit of Marvel stuff there. There's a little bit of 40k or Warhammer stuff there. But the variety that people have been painting, just by saying, paint something a bit bigger, it's really opened up the different options of what people have been painting. Some people have done terrain. Some people have done like Kings of War units. Some people have done 3D printed stuff. There's a bit of Marvel stuff in there. People have done vehicles. They've done like sort of like strike team type things. There's just a really, really good mix of different bits and pieces. John Ashley Smith, good evening, sir. Hope you're well. So I need to clear out some of my pliers before I can justify buying anything new. Clear out some pliers. Have you got a collection of pliers now? There you go, mate. Oh, piles. I was going to say. when you've got to clear out your plier collection just to get some new minis, you know things are going bad. Right, 10 o'clock. I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about the Warcry stuff now. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time tonight, I think. So, we'll come across here. So, we had some news this week, which was Underworld fighters are headed to the 8 points in Warcry's new Tome of Champions. So 2 things to take in there. 1, we've got a new Tome of Champions coming. And 2, all of the different war bands from Warhammer Underworlds, right the way from Shadespire, right the way through Night Vault, through Beastgrave, I forget what the other ones are called. But all of those 32 war bands are all going to be playable in Warcry. Now, I know people have used them in the past as like counts as stuff, but they're all getting rules now. So, as it says here, yeah, Warcry's latest annual rules update's landing soon, and yes, it is called Tome of Champions 2021. I'm assuming that there's been some delays, and it was expected back end of last year, but it's saying that you're being joined by some new pals. Your favourite fighters from Warhammer Underworlds are making their way from the desolate prisons of the Cataphrane Curse to the desolate arena of the Bloodwind Spoil. And basically what they're saying is these are going to be called Bladeborn Fighters, and it says it gives you more choice than ever before, an extra 32 warbands worth of choices, and you can include a full Warhammer Underworlds warband if you want, or you can also pick and choose individual models and choose which fighters you want to take into Warcry, provided they have the correct rune mark. So what they're going to do is that basically each Underworld's fighter belongs to a faction and bears a faction specific rune mark. So for example, the Kargra's Ravagers and the Godsworn Hunt both have Slave to Darkness faction rune mark. And basically these Bladeborn fighters all receive the Bladeborn rune mark to make it clear how special they are. And what you can see here is basically how they've broken it down. All 32 of the different Warhammer Underworlds factions and where they fit either into order, chaos, death or destruction. So for example, you can see here under order here, there are, if I can find it, Steelheart's Champions, I think were the ones from the original Shadespire box. And I think under Chaos, I think it was Garrick's Reavers were the other half. So if you've got the original Shadespire and you can't use those particular cards and stuff now, you absolutely can use them in here. But there's everything in here. There's the Godsworn Hunt stuff. There is Spikeclaw's Swarm, which were the Skaven looking things. We've also got stuff there. The Skaith's Wild Hunt, I think were from the Beastgrave set. We've got stuff like the Sepulchral Guard, and let's have a little look as well. Things like Zarbag's Gits as well. So there's a real mix of stuff. These are all going to be usable. Now it's saying every Bladeborn fighter is a specific character with their own tragic tale to tell. You can only include each of them once. So for example, if you had 2 of the Steelheart's champions, you couldn't use 2 of the same kind of what they called again. Yeah, the same character. I forget what they're called again now, them soldiers. As it says there, for example, there's only one Moloch. You don't want to use Bladeborn fighters as full members. You can take a Bladeborn leader as an ally instead, and they'll bring along their buddies into the bargain. So Bladeborn fighters are suffering from a rather nasty curse you may have heard of. So if you're using them in narrative play, you'll find some additional rules, which is quite nice as well. So they've brought some stuff in for narrative play, and I won't read through the whole thing there, but basically you don't make injury rules for Bladeborn fighters, you don't make destiny rules, they can't gain destiny levels when you're playing in narrative play, and Bladeborn fighters can't bear artifacts of power either. There's going to be cards here as well, basically, which will, or not cards so much, but there will be stats for each of those. And for example, there's things like the Crimson Court as well. Let's see, Tome of Champions goes up for pre-order soon. Tome of Champions actually goes up for pre-order this week, and we'll come on to that in a little bit. So, for me personally, I think this is really, really good news. We'll quickly talk a little bit as well about Tome of Champions. So, Tome of Champions 2021, it will explain all of the rules in here as well for the Bladeborn fighters from Warhammer Underworlds. It also includes all the rules you need to stage show-stopping siege battles as well, which is something quite interesting. I can really see Warcry starting to become a lot more narrative now as well. It says you team up with your allies to assail settlements in the 8 points, including the legendary Chaos City Karngrad. So you can see some nice bits of stuff here as well. There's siege rules that let you play out colossal coordinated assaults that are the perfect capstone for your campaigns. Attackers must take down well-guarded gatehouse, but they'll get to add a free monster of their choice to their roster to aid the assault, and defenders must repel the siege and lose as few warriors as possible while escorting a messenger off the board. So yeah, some really, really cool narrative missions for this one as well. It says, in a neat twist, once the defenders have set up their walls and gatehouse, the attacker will get to pluck a section out representing the breach in the wall that made the attack oh so enticing. So, let's be honest, they're trying to sell some kind of nice big bits of terrain here as well, but it is all optional and it's all very thematic. It does give you some links here to some of the quite nice terrain that they're talking about. So there's a nice set here, basically Extremis Edition, Realmscape and Expansion set. So there's some nice bits of stuff there as well, with some boards as well, should you want them. There's the domicile shells, which is bits of kind of like kind of stuff in the middle of being built type thing. Some nice bits of setting there. And then they also have the Nexus Siphon, which I really like this piece of terrain. It's just quite a nice piece. So yeah, and it also says it's a great toolkit to amp up your Warcry games either during a campaign or one-off spectacle matches. Now, Tome of Champions goes up for pre-order this weekend, and I've got the prices here. The Tome of Champions is going to be £20. Obviously, you might get some discount from local friendly gaming stores as well, but I don't think £20 too bad for an annual kind of update. It's also going to update. It says also the beginning of the rich seam of content. There's also Total Points update coming to the game, which covers fighter cards for all 4 Grand Alliances, and it's the first time that such a large number of Warcry fighters have seen their points adjusted, and should ensure that your games are even more close fought. So if you're looking for a bit of an update and a bit of rebalancing, all of those points updates will be in here as well. So it seems like there's going to be quite a lot in the book. If you're new to Warhammer Warcry, there is quite a few books kicking about now. So the Warcry core book will be your rules. You need that to play. Each of the 4 factions of the 4 kind of what they called allegiances have like a book which has all of the stats for all of their models in. So there's a chaos book, an order book, a death book, and a destruction book. And then there is the Tome of Champions, the new one which is coming now, which will update the points from those books with the latest ones. And the new book will also give you all of the stats for all of the Warhammer Underworlds. So there's quite a lot of books kicking about. It can seem a little bit daunting at first. You don't have to buy these books. If you're just buying a pre-made like a box for Warcry with a warband in it, it will have the cards in that you need. You don't need to worry about buying these books. If you're using existing Warhammer Age of Sigmar minis that you already have, you'll find all of the stats in these particular books. So if you've got a Stormcast Eternal army and you want to use them in Warcry, you'll need to pick up the order book, for example. There are some expansion books like Monsters and Mercenaries, and there's a Tome of Champions 2019 as well. They're kind of optional. They're very narrative in their uses, and should you want to play the game quite narratively, I still think that they're still worthwhile picking up from in like an EPUB version. I'm sure if you look online, you'll be able to find some PDF versions as well. So don't be put off Warcry by the amount of stuff that it might look like you need. You only really need to play the core book, and you'll need basically like a box of miniatures to which will have the stats in for them. Speaking of boxes of miniatures, there's some new ones coming out for pre-order, and these are actually a bit more expensive than we've seen in past editions. So for example, we've got this Daughters of Cain box. Now I've done a bit of digging online. This Daughters of Cain box is going to be £50. Now that's a bit more expensive than we've seen for Warcry boxes in the past. But I've done some kind of research, and in the Daughters of Cain box, there are 10 witch elves, kind of, or Sisters of Slaughter, which are worth £35. There's 5 blood sisters or blood stalkers that can be built either way. They're worth £32.50. So there's a total RRP, if you like, of £67.50 in this box. So you are saving £17.50, for example. This will also come with all of the cards that you need as well to play them in Warcry. The next box that's up is the Lumineth Realm Lords. This one, the box price is £52.50. So again, sounds quite expensive for a Warcry warband. But there's 5 Sentinels in here. Half a box of those will be like £18.25. There's 5 Wardens, and half a box of those would be £18.25. And there's 5 Stone Guard. They're £36.50 on their own. So that's a total of £73 worth of stuff in it, and saves you £20.50. So there is a saving when you're buying these boxes. So for only seem more expensive, they're still cheaper than buying them separately. And again, remember, you get the cards inside. There's the Slaanesh Cyberites. There's 10 Bliss Barbs in here, which is £31.50. 5 Pain Briggers or Twin Souls, £36.50, which is a total of £68 worth of minis, and the box price is £52.50, so it saves you about £15. There's also the Cruel Boys as well. There's 10 Gut Rippers in here, which would cost you £31.50. There's Bolt Boys, which will be £29, and that would total £60.50. And this box is selling for £47.50, so you're saving about 13 quid on that one. And then there's the Thunderstrike Stormcast Eternals in here. There's 5 Vindicators. Half a box of those would cost you about £15.75. There's 3 Annihilators, and they would cost you £31.50. So this totals up just over £47. And the box price for this one is a bit cheaper. It's £36.50, so it saves you about 11 quid on this one. So out of the 5 boxes, there is still a saving. So when I first saw the prices online this morning, I was thinking, my God, Warcry suddenly got a bit expensive. But this has always been one of the things with Warcry. If you bought the pre-boxed new warbands, the kind of like the gangs, if you like, they were about £30-35, something like that. And they were relatively cheap to kind of get into Warcry. If you wanted to play with, like, say, a Stormcast, or you wanted to play with Orcs or something like that, you ended up buying little bits of boxes from all over the place, which then made it more expensive. And that's essentially what they're doing here. They're kind of giving you half a box of this and half a box of that, and repackaging them with a bit of a saving. So for all they seem a bit more expensive, they are actually good value in comparison to having to buy them separately. So for me, Warcry suddenly got a bit more interesting again. I always liked the narrative side of it. I wasn't that bothered about playing it competitively, and I always liked the fact that Warcry never forced you into buying the latest stuff. Basically, like I never bought all those 4 different kind of the Order, the Chaos books and stuff like that, because I was just playing it kind of with friends. It didn't really matter. I had cards for the miniatures I didn't need to get all the latest stuff, if you like. And I still feel that Warcry can be like that if you're just playing it with like friends and things. I'll probably pick up the new Tome of Champions. It's kind of got me quite interested now I've got a lot of like sort of Underworlds warbands that I've bought over the years and they're sitting in boxes doing nothing. It's got me quite interested to go back and maybe paint some of those now and kind of bring them out for the game of Warcry and get it back to the table. The siege rules sound quite interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they say and how that plays. I'm sure I've got plenty of terrain that I could kind of use for that stuff. So yeah, I think I'll be picking that one up, and we'll maybe do a Monday live stream just once I get to read through the rules and understand it a bit more. I obviously won't get them early like some other channels, but I'll be paying for them with my own money, and I'll be kind of telling you what I think about them when I see them. So let's have a look and see what you all think, folks. Let me scroll back here and see. Lee saying he's well chuffed to be able to use some of his Underworld models. Haven't played a game since they announced Beastgrave. Cards are gone, but models remain. Yeah, nice one. Marcos is another annoying move as if they didn't include in Tome of Champions the stats for the Stormcast and Orcs from the Dominion box. If they didn't. I think it depends, mate. I wonder that. We'll have to check that, mate. I don't know if they have done. Marcos says, I simply hope they are not going to drop Warcry 2.0 in the summer and invalidate all of this. There is that, mate, to be fair, because they tend to update them every 3 years or so, don't they? So it is due an update. But I'll be honest, it's one game that I think doesn't need an update. When it comes to the other stuff, I always feel that things have kind of grown arms and legs. Kill Team was getting a bit overwhelmed. Necromunda was getting a bit out of hand. And I think there was some justification in updating some of those games. I don't necessarily think Warcry needs it. In the same way that Blood Bowl doesn't really need it either. So we'll see with that one, mate. We'll see. Marco's saying, yeah, a bit phallic looking, that last piece of terrain. It's been around for a while, that one, mate. Actually, I think it came with the was it not the Beastmen? It might have been the Beastmen, I forget now, but I remember seeing that piece of terrain. So it'll look as well. VJ, nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Mark was saying £50 what? That's a start collecting box. Yeah, I know, mate. That was what I thought as well, and that's why I went through and did the work of kind of pricing them up as well, because I thought the same thing. I thought that sounds like a lot of money, but you are actually getting a lot of models as well. Yeah, Andrew's saying the boxes are about 20-30% off what they'd be alone. Not bad if you can get a further discount. Yeah, exactly, mate. And Mark was saying, I think I'll save 50 quid and keep playing the ones I already have. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really interested in buying anything new for Warcry. I've now been given the opportunity to use all of my Underworlds minis I already have, and I've already got plenty of warbands that I'm happy to use. So yeah, it's like, for example, I remember buying the Tome of Champions, or was it Monsters and Mercenaries and Monsters book I think I got, and it let me use like half of the stuff I had for Silver Tower in the game as well. Rob's saying not a huge saving on the bundled amount. It's more than I thought, if I'm honest, mate. It's more than I thought. Let's have a little look here. Christian sharing the link there for Amazon as well. Thank you very much, mate. If you are shopping on Amazon, please do use the affiliate link. Really helps me out. Somblin saying they published the stats for Thunderstrike, Stormcast and Cruel Boys from Dominion as a free PDF. So if you go with a medium AOS starter set, you have 2 warbands. There you go. I didn't know that, mate. Derek Hodge says stats for all Dominion stuff is in free. Well, there you go. I didn't know. Ed saying single box versus single box works well, but as soon as you run into the higher tier AOS factions, you get wrecked. Yeah, but I still think there is a lot about that where if you buy a single box, you're fixed to kind of one way to play, where if you go into the other factions, people start a list build at that point. If you start a list build some of the single box factions, for example, buy 2 boxes and run sort of 2 of a certain model, for example, you start to get some stronger warbands as well. I think it's a bit like that as well. Alan Stewart, hello buddy, says really great update to the game. I've almost all the Underworlds warbands, so this is great value. You can get Warcry stats for the Stormcast and Cruel Boys. There you go, mate. Yeah, as well. And Small Spain, if you just play at home, those smaller boxes are great. That's all I've ever really played it. I did play it at an event at Warhammer World, and I still just played with one box set and had a great day. A lot of people played the same way as well, to be fair. So yeah, I still think there's loads of value in Warcry. I still think it's one of the best, if not the best, rule set I think GW have made. And it's nice to see it getting a bit of an update as well and a bit more love. I think the Toma Champions this year will bring some more kind of narrative stuff to the game. And that's all I ever really wanted to play with it. I never really wanted to think of it as a competitive game. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that, actually, if I'm honest. Joachim saying just about to start playing Warcry campaign, so we'll definitely pick up the new Toma Champions. Perfect timing. Also hope to get more scenarios for 3 players or more. Yeah, they are fun, mate, actually. I've quite enjoyed them. And Ed says, yeah, you missed a bit of the conversation where I saying just that. Yeah, I must admit, mate, there was a lot of chat, so I had to skip through them ones. Right, let's get back over and go through the last of the minis as well. I think we stopped with Christian Reeves there, so we will go here. And we got Mr. Luke Pryor's up next with his ATST Walker from Star Wars Legion. I must admit, mate, I've not seen these clear bases before, but I do quite like them for Star Wars Legion stuff. I like the Star Wars Legion bases, but I must admit they do look pretty cool with the clear ones on there. Nice work, mate. Nice work on the background as well, just to kind of set it off. But yeah, it looks suitably kind of dirty and grimy as well. Nice bit of work on it, a little bit of weathering and things. Really, really nice work, bud. I've thought about picking one of these up just for the sake of painting it, mate, to be fair, because there's some lovely detail on them as well. But yeah, nice work, man. Really, really like that. We've got Margot there as well, who submitted 2 different ones because he's good. So, these are Ariadna, I believe, for Infinity. Really nice work. Marco's a hell of a painter. I'm sure everybody's seen his work before. But yeah, beautiful work, mate. Love the snow on the bases as well. Really, really crisp work on it as well. Love the kind of scratches and stuff to the armour. Just beautiful, beautiful work, mate. Really nice. And then he's also got this Hulkbuster as well. Really nice work, buddy. Nice little bit of advert as well for his Instagram too. But yeah, beautiful work, mate. Beautiful work. Nice background for it too. I've still got my Hulkbuster. I haven't painted the kind of plumes of smoke and stuff on it yet. Everything else is done, but I need to get that finished. But yeah, love the kind of difference in colour, mate. Everybody's obviously done kind of like the red and gold ones, but it's nice to see the blue and purple. Beautiful, mate. Nice work, Marco. Thank you very much. We've got Marcus Schneider up with a Hive Tyrant here. I must admit, I love the colour on this, mate. Really nice colour choice. The black with the red and yellow just really stands out. It's got a real kind of like Starship Troopers feel to it. Really nicely painted as well, as you'll see as we go through some of these images. There's a couple here. This one I think it was where you can really see there's like some nice shading as well to these kind of red and yellow patches as well. I must admit, I do like the Tyranid miniatures. But yeah, nice work, man. Love it. Really, really nice. Menacing, I think is the word. Thank you very much, Marcus. Next up is Mr. Paul Inman. And he said this is a now out of production Infinity miniature that he's going to be using in Shadowrun game very soon. Beautiful miniature. I love these bikes. Oh, very, very Akira. I love these bikes for Infinity. It's really nicely painted, made, and I love the use of the red background as well. Really sets it off. Beautiful work, mate. Really, really nice. Love the kind of like the newspapers on the ground as well, and the kind of the scrap line around. Beautiful work, Paul. Thank you. Mr. Paul Taylor. This one is a Space Marine, but not just any Space Marine. This is one of the 7-inch McFarlane Space Marines as well. So it gives you an idea. It's not like kind of 28mm. This one's 7 inches tall, this thing. And there's some really nice work on the armor and stuff. You can kind of see there on the helmet, a bit kind of sort of the metallic-y finish to it. Love the glow there as well on the little screen on the arm, and the text there on the purity seals. Awesome work, buddy. Really nice. We've got Peter Kuhlman, who did some terrain. This is an abandoned abbey from TT Combat. So yeah, this is certainly bigger than a 50mm base. Beautiful work, mate. Bear in mind this is all MDF as well. Sometimes MDF can be a bit awkward to paint, but I think you've done some fantastic work here, mate. Really, really nice. I'm not familiar with this piece of terrain from TT Combat, but I must admit it is nice, and I love the way you've done these kind of sort of like staining and stuff from the grates and things. Really gives it a little bit of depth, because sometimes MDF can feel a bit flat, but you've really kind of done a cracking job on that as well, mate. Kind of highlighting the edges and stuff. Awesome work, Mr. Kuhlman. Scott Webster, he's done a Plague Weapons team for Dead Zone. Beautiful work. I love the background there as well. And again, the basin really setting those minis off. Lovely work on the coat there as well with the highlighting. Yeah, awesome, buddy. Love those glowing yellow eyes as well. We've got Steve Smolders. He's got a Formoroid, which is... this is another Warcry mini as well. I know you can use them in... what's it called? Age of Sigmar as well, I think, but it's definitely a Warcry mini. Yeah, beautiful work, mate. Really like that. Nice work on the armor there as well. Some nice kind of texture into it. And I'm assuming that piece of basin comes with it, but yeah, looks really nice, mate. Awesome. Love it. And as we come down here, we've got Thomas Penn. So this is from Firstborn by Battle Systems, and it is the Insane God and 2 Guardians. So these are the 2 Guardians here. So yeah, these are from the new kind of Battle Systems core space expansion, Firstborn. And then we've got the Insane God here as well. It's quite a size, this miniature, actually. But yeah, really nice. Love the colour choices with the red and green and gold, mate. Very nice. And that gives you an idea of the size difference between them as well, because I think these are on a fairly decent sized base as well. Yeah, beautiful work, mate. Thank you very much for entering. Thank you for completing as well. Mr. Tony Howell, told you it was in there, mate. You were down the list there. And I forget what this is, mate. I'm sure you'll tell me in the chat. But beautiful work, mate. Love the kind of the colour gradations across the stomach here as well, from the reds to the yellows to the greens and down at the blues as well. Awesome work, mate. It's yeah, suitably tentacly, is that right? Nice one, buddy. And then we've got Torrent Spence, who's done an Iron Ancestor here from Mantic for Warpath or for Dead Zone as well. Very nice, mate. Awesome work. Nice bit of glowing red there on the weapons as well. Very nice, Torrent. And then last but not least, we've got Valery Laslev, and he said he finished both of these multi-bases for his Kings of War Forces of the Abyss army, and it's the first 2 units of Kings of War ever. I thought that was worth kind of picking up. Love the little bits of terrain in the background as well, just setting a bit of depth to it. But if these are your first ones ever made, I'm sure you'll have no problems with the rest of the army. Really nice work. Love the colour choices with the red and yellows. Love these. Are they flame bearers? I think they are. Love the flames on the fists there as well. Really nice, and the basin really does set them off, buddy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of your army, mate, as well. Nice work. Formoroid Crusher. Thank you, Marco. And that, folks, is it. That's all 32 entries that folks have put in this year. So thank you for this January, I should say. So thank you very much. And I'm not going to go back and scroll through all that. I'm just looking through very quickly. Yeah, Joachim saying, don't forget to stand up and stretch your back a bit. Yeah, I think I've kind of gone past that now, mate. I think I'll be like, when I get up now. But at least my hot water bottle's still warm. Who have we got here? Luke Roberts, nice to see you in, buddy. He said, that's lovely. I'd forgotten. I'd gotten sorted in time. I did one of the lat gunships for this challenge. Pop it in the Facebook group, mate, instead. Let's have a look at it there as well, and we'll count it as. I remember you saying you didn't get a chance to take the pictures, but you had completed it. Stick them in the Facebook group so everybody can see them. And Mark was saying, yes, Cosmoflot Ariadna, that's the one, mate. Is there anybody else in here as well? I'm just looking down to see who's come in. VJ said he's just see if he can sneak in a cheeky painting session. Major Tom saying Apocalypse and a Hull Buster, nice one. And yeah, VJ saying it was a great NID scheme. It definitely is. And Marcus is saying, yeah, Starship Troopers is exactly what I was going for. It looked awesome, mate. It looked awesome. Stu saying there for Sanguinius, nice muzzle burn, yeah. And that's a look. Paul Taylor saying it's a big one. Peter saying, yeah, thanks, still contemplating doing some grass and flock on the Abbey to break up the colours. I think by the time you get on a board or like on a tabletop, mate, like on whatever mat you're using, that'll probably start to break it up anyway, really. And you can I suppose you can always put bits of scatter stuff around it. Mark was saying, yeah, love the background, little diorama on those plague zombies. Yeah, it's nice to get those little kind of backgrounds and stuff, mate, isn't it? And Gimmers says, does the Red Harvest book contain what I need? Is there any point getting core when I have the box book? I can't remember what's in the Red Harvest book, whether the core book is in that or not, mate. I'm trying to remember now if it has. Let me have a little look. Red Harvest. Does it tell you if you get? Let me have a little look on here. So if I go to here, does it tell you if it's got the core rules in? 104 page. The rules of the game plus enough campaign. No, if it's a 104 page book, mate, I'm assuming it's got the core rules in it. And if I remember right, it is the rules with the FAQ in it. So you've probably got the latest copy of the rules, I think, in the Red Harvest book. Is that right? I could be wrong on that. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it looks like it's just like it's the core rules, mate. So if you've got the core rule, if you've got the Red Harvest book, I don't think you need that. Marco says, and that's me sleeping with the light on tonight. Jill saying, yeah, all hail Cthulhu. Tony saying, yeah, it's Cthulhu. He's about the same size as a Mega Gargant. That's quite some size, that, matey. Dan saying, yeah, well done, everybody. Jim saying, okay, Spider-Man and Red Skull done. Nice one, fella. Small saying, yeah, there is a core book. Zingbo saying, I'm fairly sure the Red Harvest book contains the core rules. Yeah. And someone saying, it hasn't got the core book in it, but the core rules are included. Yes, that's what I was thinking. And Zingo says it's not the same core book as was released, but it includes the rules with some new photos that use the new terrain. So yeah, in that case, mate, there's probably no point in picking up the core book. It doesn't have the narrative stuff. What I would suggest, mate, is if you play a lot of narrative stuff, maybe it might be worth getting a hold of somebody else's just to have a look. But if you're just playing with what you've already got, you're probably good to go, mate. Said, I think it skips the campaigns and fluff sections. Right, I didn't pick up Red Harvest. I've got the Catacombs, which had an extra copy of the core book. So I've got 2 core books actually now. But yeah, I've not picked up the Red Harvest stuff. The Red Harvest stuff didn't really interest me as much, I would say, as the new Tome of Champions does, really. Anyway, folks, time-wise, 10:30, we're not doing too bad tonight, are we? We've done a pretty good job there getting through all that. So yeah, first of all, thank you to everybody that submitted their pictures. I really do appreciate you kind of taking part in the challenge, first of all, but also submitting the pictures so I can show them on the stream. It's nice to kind of show the community involvement. This channel's always been about kind of community and about bringing people together. So I really do appreciate you kind of sending them in so I can share them with folks. If you didn't send them in, I'd have nothing to share. So thank you for that. Second of all, we need to have a February challenge now, don't we? So, February challenge, it starts tomorrow, and I am only giving you 20 days for this one. February is a short month. We let the January challenge run over a little bit. So this one starts tomorrow on the 8th of February, and it ends on February the 27th. That's Sunday, February the 27th at 11:59 or midnight, essentially, UK time, so that I can then show the pictures on stream on Monday, February the 28th, and then we'll set up the March challenge then as well. So the February challenge, to try and keep it nice and simple, is we're going to have a fantasy February challenge. So all I want you to do is just paint a fantasy miniature. It doesn't matter whether it's a 28mm, it doesn't matter if it's 10mm, it doesn't matter if it's Kings of War, if it's Age of Sigmar. Maybe you want to paint a warband for Warcry now with one of your Underworlds miniatures. I think that's what I'll probably do. I think it's a good excuse for me to pick out one of my Underworlds bands and get those painted up. But yeah, as simple as that, a fantasy miniature. If you might ask, well, what is fantasy? It's entirely up to you. If you think it's fantasy, you paint it. All I want to do is motivate you to paint something. That's all it is. So don't kind of tie yourself down. You could say Star Wars is fantasy, really. It's kind of like it could be like because it is set. It's historical, really, isn't it, Star Wars? It's set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So, just a fantasy miniature, or as many fantasy miniatures as you want to do. So if you're in the middle of a Kings of War army, motivate you to paint that next unit or get some more done. If you're just diving into Age of Sigmar and picking that up, get that done. If you're playing Underworlds, if you're playing Blood Bowl miniatures count as fantasy stuff. You might be wanting to pick up the new Blitz Bowl stuff. If you're playing Conquest, I'll even include Malifaux as fantasy type stuff and that kind of things. Anything, just paint something. That's all I want you to do. Tony saying, thank you, I do miss the Discord, Nata. Yeah, I understand, mate. I'm sure you'll be back soon. John says, thanks again, BlackJack Legacy, entertaining, informative and welcoming. Thank you very much, mate. James says, will this message self-destruct? It might not, mate, but I might. Marcus is saying, yeah, that's easy. Jez saying, cool, might join in. Do it, mate, do it. Marcus saying, I'll put the picture of the Red Harvest table of content on the Facebook group. Thank you very much, buddy. That's what I like to see. John says, awesome, on it. And John Estel saying, sweet, I think I might manage that. I thought you might, mate. Camo says, are contrast paints okay? Contrast paints are absolutely 100% okay, mate. I've used loads of contrast paints on my miniature, on my my Mo.mini that I painted today. There's loads of contrast paints on there. I'm a big fan of contrast paints. So yeah, absolutely. I don't care what paint you use. I don't care how well painted it is. I don't care how long it takes you, as long as you finish by the 27th of February. But yeah, it's not about how good it is, mate. It's about motivating you to get it done. There's a really good feeling that you get when you complete something. And when you complete it, it makes you want to do another thing and complete the next one. And that's all these challenges are for. They're just trying to motivate people to keep going and keep trying. And you will automatically get better the more you paint. And you'll automatically enjoy it the more you complete. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Necrothrall says, nice, most of my collection is fantasy miniatures. Now what to pick? Entirely up to you, buddy, yeah. John says, I ought to photograph my stuff, yes. Tony says he can work with that one. Nice one, buddy. Where are we up to here? Christian, time for bed. Take care, buddy. Says, have a good week. You too, mate. James says, if I have fantasy about Black Widow, does that count? For you, mate, I'll allow it. Marcus says, Moonstone fantasy, absolutely, buddy. It is, mate. Tony says, I find sci-fi more challenging. I guess it just depends what you think, don't it? Busey saying, Curse City counts, mate. I won't be painting it, but it certainly counts. Paul says he's going to finish his Merman Banshee. Nice one. Zingbo says, how do we submit entries for the challenge? So basically all you do, mate, is you take a picture, or as many pictures as you want, and you email them to me at blackjacklegacy@gmail.com. Just title them Fantasy February, so I can see them come in, and that's all you do. I'll put all of these details into a post tomorrow. I'll put it in the YouTube community post. I'll put it on Facebook, in the Facebook group as well. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, please do come and join. And I'll put all the details in there. I'll also post it in the Discord as well for the Patreon members, so they can see it. So yeah, there'll be plenty of places to to pick up the details. Lee Russ says, I'm working on a lot of AOS stuff at the moment. Perhaps I'll try and get on this one. Nice one, buddy. Yeah, all it takes is 1 miniature, mate. That's all it is. Andrew says, I'll have to go at home and find out where mine was busy testing positive for COVID. Hope you're okay, buddy. Get well swiftly. Tasty Brain Drain says, many people say Star Wars is not science fiction, but science fantasy. That's kind of, I think that's what the people kind of do, don't they? It's almost, I mean, it is like, let's be honest, like lightsabers are kind of swords, basically. They're knights, aren't they? Like Jedi Knights and all that kind of stuff. There's definitely an element of fantasy to it, and it's not sci-fi in terms of like the way Star Trek sci-fi. Where are we up to here? John said he's been doing Battletech and Gaslands models mostly. Just paint a wizard on a car, mate. I'll be alright with that. James says, I might dust off the Cursed City box. Dust off being the operative word there, mate. Dan says, nice. February's already Kings of War focus for me. There you go then, mate. Peter saying, fantasy mini, yeah, on it. Nice one. Camo says, do you need to include a before paint picture? Nah, I trust you, mate. At the end of the day, if you send me a picture of a mini you painted 6 months ago, you're kind of only cheating yourself, really. It's not for a prize, you know. You don't win anything. It's to try and motivate people to paint. So yeah, I'm not going to hold people over a fire for saying you must send me a before picture to prove it. I trust you. I trust everybody. Tony saying, excellent, looking forward to being part of month 2. Yeah, what I want to see is how many folks can complete all 12 months this year, because we will have a monthly challenge. I've already got them written down here. You can't see it, but it's in my notepad. I've already got the 12 months of challenges already written down. So I might tweak some of them if something comes up, but I've already got them all written down. So we will definitely have a challenge every month. Because this is like, I'm just saying, it's a fantasy one. It can be one miniature. February's a short month. I'm cutting it short basically to the end of February so we can get bang on and start March at the start of the month again and give everyone a full month. So yeah, do it. Where are we saying? Andrew's saying it's all science fantasy. There you go, mate. Luke's saying he's been looking for an excuse to break out his Aussie Ark stuff. Might do a bit more Star Wars too. Yep, Jez is saying Star Wars, magic swords and space wizards, rescuing a princess. Total fantasy. Exactly, mate. James says, hang on, Moon Knight is a knight. If you can come up with a good enough reason why your miniature fits fantasy, I'm absolutely fine with it, to put it that way. Alan Stewart said he's got 2 Stormdrake Guard and Sludge Raker last week, so see how we get on. A nice one. And Peter says, any of the challenges game related or all general miniatures? I'm trying to keep them a bit more open-ended this year, mate. I do like the game related ones because it's generally around something that I'm interested in and I'm painting kind of thing, and it seems to focus people. But what I will, in the past, when they've been a bit more open-ended, they haven't been that well supported. What I will say is this month we had 32 entries. I'm over the moon with that. So as long as we're getting kind of like people taking part and submitting their stuff, I'm fine to keep it quite open-ended. Tony says, I need Mountain Head seeing my head seeing too. I'm in 3 monthly challenges now, mate. Chelsea, and hope something small is in those future challenges. Love to see everyone paint something small and 28mm. I'm not sure if you. Oh, actually, do you know what it is? We might do a smaller one because I do have some board game miniatures that are small and 28mm. But yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like, if you're not into war games and stuff, but you play board games, don't forget you can paint your board game miniatures as well. And Paul says, currently painting a bucket load of miniatures for fantasy RPG that he'll be converting to Saga warbands. There's a lot and they'll all be done by the end of Feb. Expect photo spam. I look forward to it, mate. Yeah, there's no size limit to this one. It can be as big as you want. If you want to paint a Mantic Giant, you can do. If you want to paint a 10mm kind of something for a small kind of fantasy game. If you're playing Frostgrave, whatever it is. If you're playing board games, I'm just looking on my shelf now. Have I got any board games that we'll be talking about here? Dreadfleet, I'll count Dreadfleet as fantasy. If painting Armada ships, that's complete fantasy as well. We've got Silver Tower there, Cursed City. I'll even include things like Wild West Exodus and stuff like that as well. It's all fantasy, really. It's all kind of like sort of set in magical worlds and things, isn't it? All I want you to do is to paint. Andrew said, I call the car from Monopoly. Definitely not fantasy. Peter saying, Dreadfleet, reset the clock. Marco says, my wife would like me to repaint the kitchen. That's pure fantasy. But are you going to paint it now, mate? Because then that would be like... That's like meta in its own thing. Carnivale, there's another one. If anybody's got Carnivale miniatures, I've got some I might paint as well. There you go. That's fantasy. We'll include all of that stuff. Starky's Man Cave, the dwarves and halfling 28mm count as small. Small for 28mm, I suppose. Paul says, quantity over quality in February, which is a new skill for me. I'm going all Joseph Stalin. Quantity has a quality of its own. It does make mine. I must admit, I've kind of powered through some fantasy stuff for Kings of War in the past. like painting big batches of stuff does have, and getting it finished does have its own reward. Lee says, cheers for a great stream and well done to all the entrants for January's challenge. Night all. Take care, Lee. Nice to see you, buddy. And don't forget, folks, check out the latest episode of the Average Gamers podcast. I've just saw they've got a new episode up there as well, so please check it out. Camo says, Necromunda, Science Fantasy. I'll give you Necromunda if you want. Yeah, if you want to paint it, just paint it. So, yes, that's what it is. I am going to stand up now, to be fair. I think Joachim was right. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, my God. Let me move that chair out of the way a bit. Oh, yes. So, see? Got all the gear. I can do this standing up for a bit now. What we're saying here. Peter's saying, so now I can choose between Bretonians, Night Goblins, Vampire Counts, Frostgrave, Mordheim, D&D. There you go. I might even treat myself and get something new, but let's be honest, I don't need something new, do I? Mark saying, as Guardian for Marvel Crisis Protocol should also be fantasy. If you can convince me, mate, I'll allow it. I just want you to paint. That's all it's about. And Peter says, I need half of February to choose. And Jess is going to paint something with a working spine. That's fantasy at the age of 40. Do you know what it is, mate? I had a motorbike accident when I was about 20, 21. And I damaged my back. And I've got there's a patch on my back about that big, which basically all the nerve endings got damaged. So I can't, you can stick pins in my back in that point and I can't feel anything. But my back's weak at that point, and it's gone twice in my life since then. Once I was washing my car, funnily enough, not but somebody else's, and I bent down to pick the floor mat out of the driver's side to kind of hoover it out, and my back went, and I was absolutely in agony. I was literally on my hands and knees, and I had to crawl back up the drive into the house and try and crawl into the house and stuff. I was in agony, and it really hurt that time. This time I was literally on a little step ladder. It was actually these lights above me. I got a little step and I reached up to flick the light switch off on the light, and I felt it kind of twinge, and I thought, oh, that didn't feel very good, but I'll be all right. And I kind of carried on, and I was moving the table around and stuff like that. And it was a bit sore later on, and then when I went to bed, and when I got up the next morning, I could hardly get out of bed. And I still, at the minute, when I wake up first thing in the morning, it's really, really stiff. I can't reach to put my socks on. And it's only been since last Thursday, so it's getting better now. It's healing. But and as the day goes on, as long as I keep moving and stuff, I'm fine. But yeah, if I sit still for too long, or if I kind of obviously sleeping on a night, it's quite hard to turn over in bed and stuff like that. But yeah, interesting. Phil Campbell says, cheers for the stream, Andy. Night. Take care, folks. Thank you very much, Phil. Jill saying, glad I managed to catch the stream and the lovely chat peeps. Well done, everyone, and good night all. Yeah, take care. Tony saying, there you go, stretch break. Definitely need it, mate. I could do with a drink as well, to be fair. Jess says, I used to get back spasms in my last job, pre-leather work, and they were awful. Waking up like a right old codger. Yeah, it's a funny one, mate. I was in hospital on Saturday as well, and that wasn't much fun. I trying to get into the positions that they wanted me to get into when they were going to kind of give me my anaesthetic and stuff like that, and I was in agony. Even just trying to get undressed to put the gown and stuff on in hospital was a bit of a surge. Joachim says, great stream, Andy. Take care of that back, mate. Good night, folks. Thank you very much. I reckon I'll be fine in a couple of days, mate. I've been pretty good all day. I'm a bit stiff in the morning when I wake up now, so I think I'll be fine by the end of the week. But yeah, it's been a good stream today, folks. We've had some good numbers in, pretty consistent all the way through. Looking forward to seeing what everyone comes up with for February. Will we get another video up this week? We might get another video up this week. I'm doing some filming. I'm doing some actual work this week for a company. So yeah, that's why the table and everything's turned around. So we're going to be filming some stuff this week. So if I do get anything done, it'll have to be kind of probably tomorrow, I think. Once I get the studio all set up ready for that. So we'll try and get another video up this week, but no promises. We'll definitely be back next Monday. If you've got any ideas what you want to talk about next Monday, if you've got anything for any specific topics, if you hear about anything in the news that you think is relevant to be talking about, drop me a note on Facebook. Come and follow me on Instagram. I'm at BlackJack Legacy. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at BlackJack Legacy there as well. Drop me a note. Let me know if you've got any ideas. I'm always open to suggestions. VJ saying he can submit his Armada speed paints. And Marco says, happy to see the checker shirks are back. Yeah, they're still here, mate. I'm a 40-odd-year-old bloke with a bald head and a beard. I'd be wrong if I didn't have a check shirt, wouldn't it? But yes, we'll call it a night there. Thank you very, very much, folks. Again, thank you to everybody that entered. I hope to see even more people entering in February. I'll put all of the details up in the different groups and stuff tomorrow, so you can all get the dates and everything else and get the email address put down. Thank you so much, folks, and I will see you next Monday. Take care. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that you really enjoyed it. And if you did, why not consider clicking on the suggested video below to see more of the work that I've done. If you'd like to support the long-term sustainability of this channel, why not consider checking out my Patreon, where you can pledge and support from as little as $2 a month. And there is lots of different tiers and bonuses, which will give you access to a private Discord server. It will give you free t-shirts, free mugs, a podcast every month, and a number of other things, including getting your name at the end of every video, like these awesome folks who already support me now.